In this video, I'm going to talk with you about my best ways that I get website traffic so that I can get leads and sales. So you know how it can be when you decided that you want to have a website and you want to generate some income. Maybe it's a side gig. Maybe it's something that you want to move into a full-time income. So you think that you're going to blog about it and you're going to make some money. You've got a really pretty website with all these pretty colors, and your mom comes to your blog and your cousins, but you're not generating any income. So I know how that is because I've been blogging for a while, and I can tell you that I've been around since the 90s online, and a lot of things have changed. So I'm going to share with you a free training that I'm doing just for you on how you can generate some traffic so that you can get leads and sales. So let's get started. Are you ready? I'm super excited to get started with this training. So a little background, you know that I've been online since the late 90s, and I didn't blog back then. Blogging really wasn't a thing that we did back then. Mostly what I did back in the 90s had to do with like affiliate marketing. So I've been doing affiliate marketing for a long time, and that's how I made almost all of my money way back when. And you know, certainly as time went on, I kind of got into a lot of different aspects of passive income and online income. But, you know, this time around, I decided that I wanted to add a blog to my website. And I felt like it was a really good way to give information to nurture, and I was spot on with that. So tell me if you have a blog. So go ahead and tell me here in the comments below if you are actually, if you've got a website. Number one, I want to know what your website is. Just put your website in the comments, and then also tell me if you have a blog with that. Because I think that we are doing different things with our websites, right? We have different ideas of how we're going to have, how we're going to generate income and how we're going to have our passive income and that sort of thing, right? So tell me if you've got your website, if you've got a blog and that sort of thing. So as I've gone along, I've learned a lot of different things because it just seems like this time around has been so different with the blog. Like I say, I didn't blog before. So it seems like a lot of people really feel like, okay, I'm going to start my online business. I'm going to start a business. Maybe you're a coach. Maybe you're a consultant of some type. You know, you do copywriting. Maybe you're a virtual assistant. You know, maybe you're a life coach. Maybe you're a healer or something like that. So a lot of people feel like, okay, I'm going to start my business online. I'm going to have a website. I'm going to start blogging, and I'm going to generate some leads this way. So the thing about it is that, first of all, I want to tell you that that is not what I would recommend that anyone do if you are starting out in business. If you are starting out in business, don't start, you know, blogging. So I'm going to share with you exactly how you can start becoming more visible, get sales and leads with website traffic and that sort of thing. So I do suggest that you have a website for sure. So you want to have a website which is geared towards your niche or niche, however you say it. And you want to make sure that you've got at least one or two sales leads, some like a lead magnet, right? That's really important when you're going through all the trouble to generate these leads. You want to make sure that you've got a lead magnet so that they can get on your email list. It doesn't even matter if you're an MLM or anything like that, into direct sales. This is a terrific way for you to generate leads and sales, is by getting people to your website. So you want to make sure that you have at least those few things set up. So as I say, I don't suggest that you start blogging. A lot of entrepreneurs, they feel like, okay, I'm just going to start doing some keywords, and I'm going to start blogging, and I'm going to get a lot of people to my website that way. So tell me here in the comments below if that has been something that you have done or something that you know someone is doing. Because I really feel like that's a big waste of time when you're starting off with your business. So I'm going to tell you exactly what I suggest that you do if you're just starting out. And even if you're not starting out, this is a way for you to really level up your business. So are you ready? Tell me here if you are ready. So to start with number one, as I say, don't start blogging on your own blog. Go out and become visible and guest blog on other people's blogs, on other people's websites. So what you can do often is find out if they will allow you to have a lead magnet or something like that. You want to have a real professional bio on there. So what's going to happen is you're going to write this blog post for them on their website, and it will generate a lot of traffic to your website. I can tell you this has really helped build my list. Oh my gosh, like easily 50-60% is how I've gotten through not just this particular tactic, but some of the others that I'm going to go into. So, I mean, you feel like you're spending all of this time and energy blogging on your own website. There really is not that much of a difference in blogging for someone else, right? I mean, sure, you definitely want to have some fresh content on your website from time to time, especially as time goes on. But you've got to become visible as the go-to expert for something, right? And you've got to get out there in front of other people's audiences. This is absolutely key if you want to start generating some leads and some sales. So this one is really important. So I'm going to tell you just exactly how you can find the guest posts. So you want to make sure that you know what your niche is. Really hone in on who it is that you are serving. And you can actually even look for a shoulder niche, right? So that means it's something that's similar, something that's close to your niche, right? And you want to go to Google and you type in your keyword or your niche, and then you put a plus sign, and then you put in like write for us, become a contributor, things like that. Guest blogging, guest post. So you combine that. It's a search string in the search bar on Google. It doesn't have to be Google. It can be any of the search engines. I just think that Google is the go-to, right? This is where we all search. So this is the way that you're going to find other blogs that are in your niche and that are looking for people just like you to write for. So you can tell by the specifications that they've set forth that they want to have a professional bio at the bottom. And also you want to find out if they will allow you to have a link or two in your bio at the bottom. So what I did is I had my lead magnet, and I just basically put it in my bio at the bottom, and I grew my list. So when you have your list, this is a way for you to nurture them. You can sell to them. You can just keep them interactive while you're building momentum and buzz. So this is a fantastic way for you to generate traffic. It goes right to your website. So sometimes what they do, you've got your true fans, right? Some people who fall in love with you, and they'll read everything. They'll spend like 30 minutes on your website. They'll read through a lot of your stuff. And sometimes if you're compelling enough, they'll buy something after just spending 10 or so minutes there, reading your content. But more importantly, you're going to get them on your list, right? Depending upon how good you are at your content, your headlines and that sort of thing, being compelling. So let's move on to the next strategy. So the next strategy, which I really love, again, this is where we have to kind of dig real deep inside of us to become more visible. And that is to get on podcasts. So now I want you to tell me if anybody is scared about getting on podcasts. Just tell me here in the comments below. I know a lot of people are frightened of getting on other people's podcasts. And I can actually say that this was me a long time ago. I was afraid of getting on live, believe it or not. And I was afraid of becoming more visible on the internet. And that was something that I couldn't really see myself doing. But what I realized was I wanted to make it online. I needed to make it online. I wanted to make a big impact, for all women out there, to really, my passion is to help all women become financially free. My background of being married and, for over 20 years, I was really helping him build his business up. My background is in business and marketing. Lucky him, right? Because I was able to help him build up his businesses, right? We had the brick and mortar. We had lots of locations. We had website development companies. We would create software for people. We had a cyber cafe clear back in the 90s when that was a thing. So, I was doing all of this and raising kids and, running the house and, being super mom and all of that. And it was crazy. And eventually, our marriage failed and that sort of thing, which is why I decided to go out on my own. It's funny when you are an entrepreneur for so many years, there I was getting a divorce thinking, oh my God, what am I going to do? I've got to support my family. So I started my skin spa, which was a brick and mortar business. But it was fine because I had done the brick and mortar for a long time and I understood business and marketing. So, I built that business up after a couple of years and ultimately sold the business, and I was able to reinvest that money into my online business. But what I discovered this time around was that it was a lot harder. It was harder because I had the kids. It was harder because I didn't understand what was going on with the internet and making money online, that sort of thing. But I discovered that women are not making as much money as men are. And we are the strength behind the families, right? We like to believe that it's the man, but when we are left to our own devices, it's up to us. And we have to stand up tall and really become our best, right? I think it's really important for our children to see us as women, strong women, is still in our femininity and being able to be passionate about what we believe in. So that's my passion. So that's why I'm here in this group. I want to help you so that you don't have to struggle the way that I did. So that's why I told you, don't invest your time into something in the beginning, like building up your own blog when you should be out there getting visible. And that's the thing, when you realize how hard it is, you've got to say, okay, how bad do I want it? Do I have a gun against my head? And I did have a gun against my head because it was all up to me raising my kids and, making money. So I want to be able to make sure that all women can be financially independent, with passive income and, building up their own businesses and that sort of thing. So we want to make sure that we do the things that it takes, and that is becoming visible, going on podcasts, right? I think that is really important. So, you can find guest post opportunities through, let's see, so it's a website called podcastguests.com. And you know what? I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put that in the comments here for you so that you can find it on your own. The thing is that you can do the same thing with your lookup in Google search to find guest post opportunities through iTunes. So through iTunes, you would simply look for your niche, and then you can look for the keyword of guest. Guest. It's through guest, I believe. But I believe that we should make things easier on ourselves, and that's why I like this link. So you can find the guest opportunities to be a guest on a podcast so much easier through this link because people are actually looking for that. Certainly you can go into Facebook groups too. I think this is another really great way. There's a lot of people who are starting podcasts and they're looking for contributors. So you can do a post in a group and say, who's got a podcast? I'm looking for guest opportunities and that sort of thing. So we've got the guest post and we've got podcasts. So another way that you can generate leads and traffic to your website is through YouTube channel. So I want you to tell me here in the comments, who has a YouTube channel? So it's one of those things where YouTube is run like a search engine. So when you are structuring your channel with keywords that your clients are actually actively seeking out, and you're creating videos around topics that they're searching for, then they're going to find you, because it's, like I say, it's like Google. It's run by Google, as a matter of fact. So it's got a lot of the same algorithms. So, and this is something that has been phenomenal for me to help me build my list and help me make sales. So again, I do a lot of affiliate marketing on my website. So it helps generate some traffic that way. So it's amazing to be able to do that. And you can get your discovery calls this way. Sometimes I will end my YouTube videos with a call to action for a discovery call. So this is a fantastic way for you to get leads. And if you're not following up with your leads in some way, either through email or through an additional call at some point, you're really missing the mark. You've really got to be able to follow up with these people. And then they'll remember you. They'll come back to your website. They'll come back to your channel. So this is a way for you to constantly nurture your people. So let me see. Did anyone put anything in here? So we do have, Lori has, is that our site, Our Light, is that a YouTube channel or is that your blog? Oh no, I see what you have here. You have, I just started uploading videos. Gotcha. Okay, so that one's yours. Perfect. So then, Lori, are you using keywords in your about and in your videos themselves? And do you have any sort of call to action at the end of your videos, like asking them to do something to come to your lead magnet, or maybe to come to your blog or something like that? I would really be interested in knowing if you are doing any call to action there. This is something that is really powerful for us if we can really leverage it. So yes, you're doing both. So 2 thumbs up for you there. Terrific. So this is really powerful. And the thing about the YouTube is that it does sometimes take a while for it to pick up. So the one thing that I think a lot of entrepreneurs miss here, online especially, it's really across the board, but especially online, is consistency. When you are not being consistent with your marketing efforts, the algorithms will just spiral and you don't actually get that bang for your buck, right? So we can start to see this with some things here on Facebook. When you don't post as often, then the algorithm goes down. Well, the same thing is true with your blogging and with your YouTube channel. So it's really important for us to continue uploading and be consistent with that. So Lori says, yes, in the keywords, not sure how in the videos. So in the videos, understand something, that because it's run by Google, they're translating it. They're literally translating your spoken word into text, into algorithms. So that's one way. So you want to make sure that you are actually saying your keywords in the video, especially in the beginning of the video. A lot of people are not aware of that, but you want to use your keywords in your heading on the video as well as in the body. You need to have a pretty good size description, but there's ways for you to add your tags. You can get TubeBuddy. They have a free version. I'll put that here. TubeBuddy.com. So I love TubeBuddy because it really helps with keywords and that sort of thing. They actually have, when you connect your YouTube channel to the TubeBuddy, when you sign up with them, I have a lifetime subscription with them. but you don't have to. I think they have the free version. But when you connect the two, you'll have a little button at the top where you can actually look for tags. So it really helps you to know what tags are good and which ones aren't. But this will really help you once you start putting all of those pieces together. So another really good way for you to generate traffic is through media posts. So we know about Forbes, right? And we know about, what's another good one? Inc., right? There's Entrepreneurcom. There's women's magazines. There's all sorts of magazines out there. They're looking for contributors just like you. So it's really a good way for you to make a name for yourself, becoming visible. So I realize that this seems like a lot of things that you have to do, but I'm not suggesting that you do them all. Find some things that really resonate with you, something that you feel really comfortable doing. Maybe you just want to tackle one thing, like guest posting on other people's blogs for a while. Maybe you just feel like I'm really ready to step up and go and do podcasts, right? Maybe you want to do 2 of them. So, you want to make sure that you're choosing these techniques, these strategies that are really in alignment with who you are and what you like to do. I do suggest, though, that you not really fall into being an imposter, feeling that imposter syndrome, feeling like you can't do it, feeling like you're not good enough, because that was me when I first started. My self-esteem after my divorce was so bad. I was this big in the eyes of the world, and I didn't think I could do much of anything. And which is so interesting with my background and all of the things I've done, my self-esteem was so bad. I didn't think I could do any of these things. So I don't want you to fall into that, and I want to lift you up and inspire you and empower you. If I can do it, coming from where I have come from, I know you can do it. You can do anything if you set your mind to it. So you can definitely write to some of these editors of these magazines, online magazines, and it's really not very different at all from being a guest poster. You want to spend a little bit of time with your content. You can also ask them if they want to interview you as the expert in whatever field you have. So that's another really good way for you to get out there. And all of these ideas may not be good for you, but it's one of those things where it's good for you to know so that you can write down what it is that works for you and just really tackle 1 or 2. So the other thing that you can do is using advertising. So the thing that I find very interesting for people when they're online, they have a different mentality about running their business than a brick and mortar business would. This is something I've noticed for years. So when I started my skin spa, I had to buy lots of equipment. I had to rent a suite. I had to decorate the suite. I had to paint the suite. I had to get a special fountain and a special sink. And then I had to get clients to me. And it was a lot of money that I invested into it. And I find that online entrepreneurs, they have this mentality that I can start with pennies or I can start with nothing. And it's true, you can. In fact, you don't even have to have a website to generate money. You can be an affiliate marketer if you found yourself a really good product that you believe in or a service that someone else has. And you could easily talk about it on your social media. That is a wonderful way for someone to start with nothing, with no money at all. Being consistent, of course, is the way that you're going to make money. And being likable, getting people curious about you. I think direct sales, people in MLM understand relationship marketing. So when you're doing the affiliate marketing, it's really the same concept when you don't have a website. So you definitely can do that. I'm not saying you can't. I'm saying that if you really want to make a lot of money and you want to have a real business, then you have to have a different mentality. You've got to really start thinking about different ways of running your business. So that would be your advertising budget. So when I first started, for example, I did not do any advertising. I did invest my money into tools. So I purchased a subscription to a software which was called Longtail Pro. And that helped me get long tail keywords. So I knew exactly what my clients were searching for so I could write about it. And I understand, I'm very techie. I've been in the computer industry for 25 years. So I understand all of this technical stuff. So it was no problem for me to be able to go into each blog post or into the pages that I would create and design the whole thing around a couple of words, literally 3-4 words. So while I didn't invest in advertising budget, I did invest in tools. So that cost me, I think it was $20 a month. And I got in on a really good deal. I think that's the thing, when you're looking at Black Friday deals, you'll really find some amazing deals. And so that's what I did, is I got in on some of those deals. And I was able to generate traffic through keywords. But over time, you start realizing that you're spending a lot of time blogging and writing and doing all of these different things. And one of the best ways to generate the leads and the sales without having to do all that work is through Facebook ads, Google ads, YouTube ads, right? So some people don't have that kind of budget, because it can be, $100 a month, for example, minimum. If you're doing something like $5, $7 a day, getting people to your lead magnet, or, getting people onto a video or a training or something like that. So the thing that I just want to say here is that you don't have to have an advertising budget, but I just really suggest that you do if you're really wanting to level up at some point, so you don't have to do invest so much time online with your relationship marketing and that type of thing. Because if you know what I mean by relationship marketing, you know that it takes time getting in front of people, right? Writing about things that they're interested in. I think we all are doing that. But at some point, you get kind of tired and you start realizing there's got to be more, and I can't keep doing business this way. So this is why it's a mental shift that we have to have. You can really take a break. And I've done this too. When I feel a little tired, or I've got a product that I want to generate some buzz around, I'll just place an ad. And it really does buy you, literally, it buys you time. So these are all of the ways, they're my favorite ways of generating leads and sales and getting traffic to my website, to my lead magnets, to my videos, and on my list. So I hope that this training was really helpful for you. What I would really love for you to do is to tell me here in the comments below what you felt like was the strategy that was most attractive to you, what you would want to implement in your marketing strategy. Because I'm really interested. I know that there's a lot of strategies that we can do, but some of them, they just don't feel like something that we want to do, right? Maybe you're like me, where in the beginning I didn't really feel like I wanted to go onto podcasts, right? Because that really makes you feel quite vulnerable when you're on podcasts. You're nervous, being recorded and that sort of thing. So it's not something that a lot of people really want to do. So we've got Lori here. She says, I think blogging and podcasting might work for you guys. Okay, good. So definitely do that guest posting. So you remember how we do this. We put the niche and we put plus, and we have like, what is it? Contributor. Let me see, get you some other ideas for that as well. So you can go and try to find that. So that's how you do that. You just go to Google and you can find guest post opportunities that way too. And I want to keep working on our YouTube strategy. I think that's really smart. I think the YouTube is really going somewhere. They're doing a lot of different things there. And I know it's a little harder to make any money with advertising, but when you work on it after years, you know, then it'll start to pay off. But ultimately what we want to do is we want to make money today, not, you know, 5 years from now. So I know that these strategies will really help you a lot. So for now, I just want to say thank you so much for coming. And for anybody who is coming on the replay, just tell me you're here on the replay and tell me what it is that you want to implement into your marketing strategy. So thank you all for coming. I hope you enjoyed the training and I will see you soon. Hopefully I'll come online even more. So thanks so much, ladies. We'll talk to you soon. Have a great rest of your day. Bye.